Hi and welcome to this tutorial in which I'll talk about the filter method of the array prototype in the JavaScript language. So let me talk about the filter method. The filter method is a array method which takes an array and returns a new array, but only with the items that meet a certain criteria. And the criteria is determined by a function or callback that you have to pass to the filter method in order to do some comparisons and return a comparison or a boolean value. And when the filter method sees the value, so if it's true, the filter method will keep the current item which is being evaluated, and if it sees false or the value or the comparison evaluates to false, it will discard the item, and in the end you will get an array of items that meet the criteria. So let's see what I'm talking about. So let me read this for you. Imagine you are a new pirate captain and you don't have a crew yet. So with pirate captain I'm referring to an anime series called One Piece. So don't worry if you haven't seen it or you don't care about it. You will see what I mean when I open this variable here, which is an array of objects, as in the map video. Let's continue. You want to be a badass pirate captain, but you don't have a crew yet. So you wouldn't accept every pirate that wants to join your crew, right? You will want only pirates with big bounties on their heads and who possess superpower. So we have a list of pirates here that want to become our crewmates, but we only want to accept those that meet this criteria. And we will use the array filter method, and we will provide a function that evaluates that pirate to see if it meets this criteria. And if, like I mentioned, if the pirate doesn't meet the criteria, it will be discarded, and if it meets it, it will be kept in the array that will be returned by the filter method. So let's open up the pirates array, and we see each of the objects is a pirate. And you see it has a name property, a devil fruit property. Don't worry if you don't know what this means, just read what it's written here, and here you see these guys are the only ones that don't have a string or a devil fruit superpower, let's say. This is the bounty. It's money that the marine will pay if you capture this pirate dead or alive. And here's a picture of the pirate I'm talking about here. And this picture will only be displayed at the end of the video. So let's close this out and delete the comment, and let's get started, right? So let me say a quick example on the filter method. So let's say we have an array of strings. And I want a new array that only consists of strings that are 4 characters long or bigger. So we can say r.filter, and you see filter accepts a callback, so a function. And if you saw the previous video, you can see that it accepts a this arg, or we're not going to see this now. And the function can accept the item, the index of the item, for example 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the array itself. We may not need the array now, but we're going to send the index so you see how it works. IDX, and the item we're referring to a word. So let's say return word dot length greater or equal than 4. And this is the most important part. The value you return is either a boolean or a value that can be evaluated to a boolean. So for example, it says if the length of the string is greater than or equal to 4, you get to keep that item in the new array, and if it doesn't, it will be discarded. So before that, we can use the index to console.log index we can say was evaluated. Let's save that. Console.log the new array. We can save this to a variable, because if we don't save this value, it will be floating around. Let's save this and open up the browser. So if you see index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the end we got an array, and you see the was excluded from the array because it didn't meet the criteria. So if we remove these characters and save, it will also be discarded because it's 3 characters long. So let's continue with the most interesting example, which is the pirates one. So let's create a function that it's called has big bounty. We accept a pirate, and we first set the minimum which we're going to accept. Let's say var minimum bounty is equals to, let's say I want only pirates that have a bounty greater than 100 million berries, and var bounty equals pirate.bounty. So you see each pirate has a bounty property, and we return a comparison. If the bounty is greater or equal to minimum bounty. So what's going to happen is that first it's going to see this item, it's going to save the bounty in this variable. So Monkey D. Luffy has a bounty of 500 million berries, and the minimum is 100, so it's greater than, which evaluates to true, and when filter sees the true value, or truthy, how it's called, it will keep this pirate, but this one doesn't meet the criteria because it's only 5 million, and 5 million isn't greater than 100 million. So this is going to be discarded. But we also want only pirates that have a devil fruit. So for example, this guy and this guy don't have devil fruit. So we can say another function has devil fruit. We're going to accept a pirate, and we can return pirate.devilfruit. Now this is an interesting case because we aren't returning a boolean value. We are returning a string or a null in that case. So when a string is evaluated as a boolean value in an if statement, for example, if it has a length, it's truthy or true. If it doesn't have a length, but it's, for example, an empty an empty string, it evaluates to false. Interesting, huh? And if it's null, as you see, it's false. So you can just say pirate.devilfruit. So you need to do stuff like this. You see what I mean, or this? This is more than enough. So now we can use these functions. Pirates.filter, and we can just pass the function name. We don't need to create a callback because it's already here. And this is the most interesting part. We can chain methods. So you see, this filter method will return an array of pirates with a big bounty. So we can use the filter again because it's an array method. So we can say .filter and pass this function. And now what I'm gonna get is an array with pirates that only have devil fruits, but were already excluded if they didn't have a big bounty. So we can say var my new crew equals. So we can now console.log my new crew. Sorry about that. So you see, now we got 3 pirates out of the 5. We already saw how this female pirate was excluded because her bounty didn't exceed 100 million berries. But also, this man and this man were excluded. And sorry, there are 5 pirates, there are 6 pirates, and now are 3. So interesting, huh? Now let's see how our pirates. Let's see how our crew looks like now. I have some code here that I use copy and paste, and voila. Oh, right. We append this for each at the very end. We're not ready to see what this for each method means. It's probably the last video. It's just to show the pirate members that I have here. We put this on the top. And I think we're ready. Now we have our crew. Interesting, huh? This is now my crew of people that I explicitly selected with these tests or criteria. And now we are ready to create some interesting evaluations, such as, let's say I don't want this anymore. I can say filter drinks by, I don't know, price, they're expensive or not. We can also say filter people in a bar as a bouncer. The bouncer can be the function, and if the person isn't 21 or older, they can't enter our bar. So let's do that, shall we? Okay, we have an array. Let's just use 2 people right now. Name Louis, age 24, and name Charles, age 17, 17. We close, and now So let's say r.filter, and we see we can use pass an anonymous function, accept a person, and evaluate if the person's age is greater than or equal to 21. So you see, only Luis can pass into the var because he has 24 years old. He's an adult, so. And I think that's all for filter. If you need clarifications, you can ask in the comment section. And the next lesson is going to be about either for each or reduce. I haven't decided yet. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.